Hello? Hey, everybody! I'm here to ask your damn questions. Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse music. What could go wrong, man? How are you guys? How is everybody? What's up, guys? Thanks for joining. Welcome. It's time for me to ask to answer your beautiful questions. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining. So, what's up, guys? Since I'm doing these Q&A streams every so often nowadays, like 2 per month, you know, I might just after a while, make them unlisted after a while. You know, they're just too many nowadays. Just leave them public for a couple of days and that's it. Thanks for joining and welcome, everybody. Let's just wait for more people because, you know, the usual notification system is low as hell. Like YouTube, I'm too lazy to notify Erick Landon subscribers, you know, because fuck him. That's why. Right? We love YouTube. We love you, YouTube. We love you. None of us will be here without you. It's the truth. I mean, look at the bright side. Look at the bright side. I mean, that's the truth. You know, we wouldn't be here without YouTube. You know, my channel wouldn't exist. Nothing would exist. But I guess, you know, I guess YouTube is also tired of my titles. I mean, damn means I'm swearing. You know, it's wrong. It's politically incorrect. I shouldn't upload or stream videos with cursing in the title. Wow, Corey. What's up, Corey? Hey guys, how's it going? Sometimes it takes a while for more people to join. There was just this one occasion, that was like about a year ago. I did a Q&A, I remember, and I started streaming and like 30 seconds later I had like 50 people watching. I was like, wow, the whole world got notified for once. So how are you guys? Like I said, you know, it's this freaking, you know, it's just, it's not a channel for kids, you know, I swear like a freaking trucker sometimes. And my title, damn, goddamn, freaking this, freaking that, you know. Soon, I'm going to be censored. YouTube one day is gonna say, you know what? We can't monetize these types of videos anymore because you have damn in your title. So, how are you guys? Thanks for the feedback. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I have a big bomb coming next Tuesday. You know, in a couple of days, you'll see a video. It's a big video. It's wow. It's one of those bomb videos. It's just one of those videos that get a lot of attention, a lot of views, because people just want to, you know, they just want to cross their arms and see, oh, it's this type of video, so let's see what he has to say. No way, man. This channel will never be PG-13. This is mature only, rated R, adults only. I mean, come on. All I do is say a few F-bombs every now and then. And damn, I say damn a lot. I know. And friggin'. I should say something else, you know. I'm a rare breed. Well, I guess there aren't a lot of metal fans out there in the gaming world. Actually, I don't think you're right. You know, I know a lot of YouTubers, gaming channels, and they're into metal, rock music, punk, you know, indie, heavy metal, all types of metal, industrial. So I don't know, maybe it's just me. Well, I've also seen a lot of gaming channels who are into really, trance music, all different types of music. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Hey, Nashi. Dude, Erick is into light, easy listening metal? What do you mean? How can you call a band like, I don't know, Fear Factory light, easy listening? Well, if that's easy listening, then okay. I like a few hardcore metal bands. I like Woods of Desolation. I mean, Deftones. What about Deftones? Is that light, easy listening? You and I are huge fans of Deftones. Come on, just because I like Nine Inch Nails and The Cure. Or some grunge bands. Or if you're talking about, my friend Oscar, he's a huge fan of this band called... A huge fan of this band called Still Remains. It's like hardcore. I love Fear Factory. Have you guys listened to the new album? Whoa, man, it blew my mind. That new Fear Factory album, man. Awesome, man. No, it's true, Inashi. I don't like a lot of, really hardcore death metal, doom metal bands. I just don't. It's true. But I do like a bunch of bands that are really like that, like... Yeah, New Fear Factory, man. Whew, they totally blew my mind. It was an amazing album. What's it called? Well, I love this song called Recode. And then there's also one called Fuel Injected Suicide. Oh! Shouldn't have said that word. Oh, man. Demonetized. In 3, 2, 1. Oof. That's one of the 10 words, top 10 words to never say on YouTube videos. How many pages can I read in one sitting? Well, it obviously depends on the size of the font, the letters. If it's too small, like in the old books, like in the freaking Bible, in one sitting. Well, how long is one sitting? 1 hour, 2 hours? I don't know, maybe 20, 30 pages? Maybe more. I'm a heavy reader, I get a book and I read it in like a week, or maybe less. Except Bible type of books, sometimes it takes me like a whole month. Do I listen to J-metal? Not really, a few songs maybe. I remember listening a lot to some of the Death Note opening themes. I don't remember what was the song like something like that, right? Your book illustrations are nice. Well, I'm not, Aggression Continuum. That's the title of Fear Factory. That's a hard name to remember. Sorry, Burton C. Bell and Dino Casares. That's a hard title to remember. But Aggression Continuum, Continuum Shift like Blaze Blue. I don't illustrate my books. The covers are all made by different artists. Like this one behind me was done by Aura from Finland. I'm not in touch with her anymore. We kind of went our separate ways. Nothing happened. It's just like lost contact. This is from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game on the NES. I just randomly added the song, because, whatever, right? Yeah, different artists do my book covers. Different. And I'm not in touch with a single one of them. That's sad. I don't know, the last one, the guy who did The Reaper's Thorn, who also did Nick's Inferno, the cover for Nick's Inferno and The Reaper's Thorn. I don't know, we from the beginning we never saw eye to eye. We understood each other in terms of art. But in terms of everything else, I mean, you know, the guy was an asshole. You know, it's just we're very different. Yes, he was like, you know, just finish the cover, the Reaper's Thorn cover. Just finish the cover, and you know, with all due respect, that's it. You know, just go fuck yourself, man. We didn't get into a fight. It was more like, you know, I just don't like the guy. Has this personality that I don't know, man. I don't think I'll ever work with that guy again. And Aura, well, this was the last cover she did for me. She did another one called The Revenant Army. The Revenant Army. So yeah, I need a new artist. What is your opinion on the opening of Tales of Arise? I haven't seen the opening. I'm not really into Tales openings. The Tales openings are like very J-pop, very cheesy, very, you know, I feel like I'm listening, you know, a song from the Olsen Twins. Like, I don't know, man, I don't like the openings from the Tales game. So, do I drive cars? No, you know, I can't drive. I don't know how to drive. I don't like it. You know, a long, long last time ago, you know, I just took a few lessons and I was like, no. And I get stressed when it comes to traffic and people. I get stressed out very easily. This is why I rarely go to concerts, to live shows, because, you know, it's just, I can't stand the stress, and I live in an overly populated city where people are just driving and hitting each other, yelling at each other, pissed off, overly stressed. I don't want to be a part of that, so I don't know, man. If I ever learn how to drive, it's gonna be, you know, for emergencies or something like that. But yeah, are you gonna do any Rage Quit videos? I just did one. Jessica, that's, wow, surprised you ask. I mean, what was it, guys, like 2 weeks ago? You know, I did one. Yeah, the Alliance Alive, that's a fantastic game, man. That's a heavy covered game in this channel. I've talked about that game a lot here. Probably a few guys out there are tired of seeing me talk about the Alliance Alive. How far have you played Valkyrie Profile DS? Well, the thing with that game, I got into the one of the hardest routes for no reason. I didn't know that route was going to be so hard, and I got to the end, to the final battle. And when I saw that the final battle was going to be like 4 extremely hard maps in a row, I gave up. How do you get interested in reading and writing? What? How do you get interested in playing video games or watching movies or series? I don't know, man. Have you played Scarlet Nexus already? No, just the demo. For me, you know me, it takes me a long time to play new games. The games are released and I play them until like 1 year afterwards. 1 year later. This is a trail song. Do you have social anxiety? No, I don't have any social anxiety. If I had social anxiety, I wouldn't be here making videos and doing these Q&A streams. It's more like I'm socially awkward. Like sometimes I say weird things. I don't know how to approach people. I'm unapproachable. I'm weird. You know, no, but social anxiety? No. How do you get interested in eating and pooping? Exactly. Maybe he's asking, how do you get inspired to read and write? I don't need anything to read. You know, it just comes naturally to me. I read the same way I watch movie series, play video games, talk to people. You know, it just comes naturally. How do I get inspired to write? I don't know. Maybe I was born with a huge imagination, so I kind of need to put it to use somehow. And writing is like the more free activity that I do, that isn't restrained by equipment or quality, you know, audio, you know, and stuff, and production values and shit, you know, or editing. And writing is just, I sit down and just let my imagination fly. Have a lot of things in my head, man. My biggest fear is that social justice warriors will take over the world. Have you played Final Fantasy Tactics World Alliance? Yes, the PSP version. Yeah, I played both versions actually. What non-JRPG game you want them to turn to JRPG? Oh, okay, yeah. I did a video on that, you know, games that are not RPGs that I would like to see as RPGs. I would like to see an RPG based on the Blaze Blue series. That would be a badass RPG, like a turn-based or whatever action, I don't care, strategy. Hey, Metal Slug is going to have its own tactical strategy RPG, so it can happen, right? I can dream. I was looking to buy one of your books. Which one would you recommend to start with? It depends on your taste, you know. My writing is very dark and convoluted, you know, and very, I want to say rough. It's just the type of language that I use, the type of adjectives and synonyms and words and writing, you know, the narrative is just very complex. But if you want to start with something easy to read, I suggest Terra Gaiden, because Terra Gaiden is inspired by strategy RPGs like Fire Emblem or RPGs like Suikoden. It's just too loud, isn't it? Yeah, so I suggest Terra Gaiden. But if you want to start the dark, heavy, complicated way, start with the latest, Nyx Inferno. Have you read the Wheel of Time saga? No. No, I haven't, because you just said it there, Einashi. 15 books. I prefer paperback books. You know, I don't like reading digital. I hate reading on the computer. You know, I have to read my freaking scripts every day. I'm just kidding. No, I don't believe in ghosts. I think, well, I'm open to the possibility. You know, I have no proof whatsoever that they exist, or I can't prove they don't exist either. It's a possibility. I thought you were asking about the Ghost band. There's a band called Ghost. Very famous. I like a few songs and that's it. What do you think of Persona 5 Strikers? I haven't played it. I'm waiting, you know, I just don't want to pay, you know, I think I've seen the game for like $45 already, $50. I don't know, man, I don't want to pay that much for a spin-off. I'm gonna wait for a chance, maybe to get the game for like 30, 35 maybe. Which entry in the Suikoden series do you believe it's the best? Suikoden 5 is my favorite, by far the best in my opinion. You can't go wrong with Suikoden 2 either. Will you play the Advanced Wars reboot on the Switch? I don't think so. I played the originals on the Game Boy Advance. I played the first one. And then I played the one on the Nintendo DS, I don't remember the name, and I couldn't get into them, man. I don't know, man. I know they are developed by the Fire Emblem developers, Intelligent Systems, and you guys know I'm a die-hard fan, right? But Advance Wars, I don't know, I can't get into them. So no, I probably won't play the remasters. What do you think of the band Paramore? I don't like it. I think it's a very poser band, in my opinion. You know, all those bands, Paramore, you know, they sound like pop music disguised as metal or rock. I mean, if you're gonna do pop music, just do pop music. I have a buddy that wants to get into writing. What is your advice for approaching a first novel? I always give the same advice. You know, just be yourself. Don't try to copy anybody. Just be yourself. Write what's in here and here. You know, just don't look at anybody else. Just write whatever you feel like. That's the biggest advice I can give to somebody who is about to start their first book. You know, it's just write what you really feel. And be patient. Persevere. It's hard. You know, my first book was a ginormous failure. So, you know, it's very hard to make people read nowadays. Most people just don't have any interest in reading books. No, I haven't played these 9. Still haven't, man. The game is rare and expensive already. I'm waiting for an opportunity for the price to drop a little bit. If you could revive any now dead JRPG series, which will you revive? Grow Lancer, man! What a question! I was gonna say Suikoden, but Suikoden is already revived by the developers, you know, it's just gonna have a different name. It's gonna be called Eiyuden Chronicle. So my dream came true. Not the same name, but basically the same games. So, Grow Lancer. What do you think about JRPG nowadays? I love them. I think I did a video last year called this is the golden age of RPGs, and I still believe that. Some people just say, you know, like Reggie, you know, just keep saying The golden era was the back of the Super Nintendo and PlayStation era. I disagree. I think this is the golden age of RPGs, the golden era, because we got so many, a lot of variety, lots of consoles, lots of systems, lots of great RPGs out there. Sure, there's a lot of Weibo stuff, but if you know how to look and where to look, you can find a lot of fucking gold out there. JRPGs are at its best right now. Couldn't be a better time for JRPGs. They've just gotten so popular in the last few years. So yeah, Diesel, thanks man. Non-video game hobbies outside writing and music. Well, I like watching TV. I like watching movies, series. I actually got into movies a hell of a lot when I was younger. You know, I wanted to be an actor and a scriptwriter and a director and shit. I love movies, I love series, and I love just hanging out with people. You know, this is a hobby of mine. You know, yes, sure, I come here and make money, but this is one of my hobbies, you know, just come here and hang out with you guys. Have you covered the R games? What do you mean, the R Tonelico games? Corey, I thought you were a huge fan of the channel, man. You're a Patreon. You're in Patreon and on Discord, and you've never seen me talking about the R Tonelico games? Come on. I think I've covered them a hell of a lot. Let me turn on the air. Have you played Stella Glow? Yeah, it's Stella Glow in the 3DS strategy RPG. I think it's a great game. I don't know, man. I didn't get very far into it. Probably put like 6 or 7 hours. Yeah, that's about it. And it's just the lollies, man. I don't know. I'll come back to it one day. What do I think about the Octopath Traveler OST? I think it's amazing. It's just mind-blowing. There's a lot of variety in there. I haven't played Scarlet Nexus. I only played the demo and it was great. I really enjoyed the demo. Favorite horror films ever and hidden gems. I'm not really into horror films. One of my favorite horror films is this movie called Martyrs. A very hardcore movie, man. The original movie, okay? Not the freaking Hollywood remake, which is trash. The original movie from France. I think it's a French movie or something. The movie's in English though. Yeah, it's one of my favorite horror movies, you know, but I'm not really into horror films. I always find them too predictable, too cheesy, even if they're gorish and, you know, the jump scares are kind of like, Maybe because when I was like 12 years old, 13 years old, I watched a hell of a lot and I became a fan of horror films. But after a few years, it was like, you know, I've seen this before, and I've seen this before, you know, it's just... Corey, just, I don't know what happens if you click R Tonelico. Let's see what happens. What happens if you go to YouTube and... I can't believe it, man. I mean, I've talked about R Tonelico. Erick, Landon, R Tonelico. I knew the ranking will be the first video to pop up. The ranking every Star Ocean, Lunar, and R Tonelico game. There's also underrated turn-based JRPGs. Pretty sure both R Tonelico games are there. You know, there's... yeah. There we go. You know, you got Arno Surge recently, didn't you? That's a really good game, man. But it's very lewd. Keep that in mind. You have been warned. Can you play the Venus Lighthouse theme from Golden Sun when you get a chance? Let me see if I can add it. Golden... here we go. No, it changes into something else, you know, I'm shuffling, so... I don't know how to make the soundtrack, the playlist, start with that song. I should be right here. Sorry, man. But it's there on the playlist, so it will eventually play. Be patient. Most underrated character in JRPGs. Everything Vanillaware. All of them. Have you played The Evil Within? Yeah! The Evil Within is a great game, but I played it and got... It's so hard, man. It's a very hard game. I found it very hard. Never made it really far into the game. Never. I think I played it for like 30 minutes. And in the third area, I think the third area, when you gotta, carefully walk between an area where there's a lot of saws or, knives or something. It was a long time ago, and I couldn't get past that area, and I gave up. Oh yeah, I've read a lot of Lovecraft short stories. I have a couple of books, a couple of compilations. Rav is here. My random question: a Plague Tale or Cosmic Star Heroine? Well, wow, man, that's like comparing Dragon Quest XI to I don't know, Shantae. Come on, man, they're totally different games. But I guess I will go with a Plague Tale. Cosmic Star Heroine, I love it. I'm a huge fan of it, but it's just too short. Wish the game could have been a little bit longer, with more character development, So I'm gonna pick a Plague Tale. Just has better story and characters. Thank you, Ian. Thanks for joining, Wrath. Will you download Punishing Grey Raven? No, I don't play mobile games, man. I'm actually quite often approached by mobile RPGs companies. I was approached by the guys from the Atelier online game for mobile, and I ignored them. I don't cover mobile games. I'm kind of against them. A little bit against them. Wouldn't make any sense for me to play them or promote them or talk about them in my channel. Are you going to write any more books? I'm planning on writing one for this year. I'm still undecided if I want to write a brand new book or translate one of my other books. Probably gonna go for the translation, because there's a lot of books in Spanish that I haven't translated into English. So yeah, I kind of feel like it's my responsibility to bring them all, have them available to all of you guys. Have you seen the new action RPG Ender Lils? No, never heard of it. Haven't played East 9 yet. Bump that music. Do you prefer job systems or set class playstyle for your characters? Actually, yes. I don't like job systems, which is why I always find it a hard time to. I always have a hard time to get into some Final Fantasy games or Tactics Ogre games, So I like, a set class like in Fire Emblem, and upgrade that class to something better, I prefer that. I prefer a preset class for my characters. Fire Emblem Three Houses, it's an amazing game. I loved it. I think it's very addictive. Graphics, gameplay mechanics, everything's beautiful in that game. I love some of the characters in there. Huge fan of Edelgard. But it's just not really Fire Emblem anymore. Like, it's something else. Feels very different. What is a theme that is underrated in JRPGs? I don't know, I can only talk from my video experiences. Like, for example, I've done several videos where I chose this or that topic, and the video didn't do very well. Like, I recently did the one on dark stories about revenge. So maybe revenge is an underrated theme in JRPGs, or perhaps it's so overrated that, nobody wants to see it anymore. Gothic, Corey. The goth, style in JRPGs. We get a lot of steampunk and punk and medieval fantasy and whatever. We rarely get any gothic styled RPGs. That's an underrated theme. I played Bravely Default, the first one, and you are right. I didn't hate the game. I think it's a great game, and you're right, I couldn't get into it. Ditched the game after like several hours. I never reached that part. Everybody complains about that part. You know, the part where you gotta, you know, do the same missions over again or something like that. You know, there's a very infamous part in Bravely Default, and I never got there. And I played the demo for Bravely Default 2. Same thing, you know, I thought it was great, but I was like, it's not my type of game. Have you ever felt... thanks for asking, Panda. Have you ever felt burnout doing YouTube full-time? Yeah, sometimes, which is why I created that JRPG show and these Q&A live streams, just to do something different than making videos, than writing scripts, editing videos, you know, brainstorming for ideas, deciding the ideas I already have. So yeah, I do get burnout once in a while. What's up with my English nowadays, man? Patient Jack Diesel, Venus Lighthouse will play. Have you checked out the Monarch trailers? Yeah, they look interesting. They look a little bit like Persona. I'm getting some Persona vibes, but they look really interesting, man. Can't wait. What's your favorite underrated game of any big franchise? Tales of Legendia. Didn't even have to think about it. Tales of Legendia, one of the most underrated RPGs of all time. Which RPG do you recommend for the PS4? Dude, I've done a lot of PS4 videos. Have huge recommendations there. First one that comes into my mind is the remake of Odin Sphere. It's not exactly a remake, more like a remaster where they fixed some things. Is Lunar 2 overrated? I think it's the other way around, dude. I think it's underrated. The first Lunar, it might be a little bit overrated, maybe. Now I think Eternal Blue is underrated. What are you playing on DS Lite? I don't have a DS Lite, I have a 3DS and I'm playing Dragon Quest 6. You know, it's right here. Loving this game. Very good game. I'm not really excited for the Final Fantasy IX animated series. It's like I rarely see anime series based on JRPGs, because you know if it's gonna be the same story, then I already saw the story. I'd rather play the game. How many hours do you usually spend for making one video? That's a really good question, Ian. Thanks for asking. You know, I've been trying to do a video about the process of making my videos for a while. Where every time I start planning the video, I realize I have way too much to talk about. There's just too much of the process, you know, too much explaining to do. I never seem to can narrow it down, you know. But depends on the video. For example, top 10s. Top 10s usually take me probably 8 to 10 hours, maybe a little bit more, you know, because there's, you know, choosing the top 10, you know, if I don't have any ideas, just come up with an idea, and if I already have an idea, it's just deciding, you know, then coming up with a list, you know, what games can be in that list, then decide an order for the list, you know, number 10, 9, blah 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 until number 1, and sometimes I struggle with that. I suffer from some kind of OCD. So I'm always, you know, I spend a lot of time just creating these lists. I rarely choose in random order. You guys may not see this, but my lists are always carefully decided. You know, if number 1 is number 1, it's there for a reason. If number 2, it's there for a reason, and so on. So that takes a lot of time too, and then it's all about writing the script, getting the gameplay footage, recording the script, you know, recording the intro or the outro, editing the video, adding all the music and all the cuts and that, rendering the video, and then there's last and definitely not least, you know, creating the thumbnail. So yeah, it's an entire process of like 10 hours, 10 to 12 hours, depends on the video. You know, some top 10s have this script that isn't too hard to write. or this editing that isn't too hard to edit. So those take me like 8 hours maybe. But yeah, usually the top 10s take around 10 hours. And the regular video, including the 10 things you didn't know about videos, those usually take a little bit more, maybe 12 hours, maybe a little bit more. But the vlogs, you know, like the Shin Megami Tensei 5 controversy video that I did, you know, I did that video like 2 hours, man. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How would you feel if they made a JRPG that went into a traditional 2D fighter like Marvel vs. Capcom for battles? That would be awesome, man. Awesome. There's a lot of JRPGs with battle systems like that. A lot of, you know, Project Cross Zone is one, Fire Emblem is one, a lot of Fire Emblem games, not Three Houses, but some of the old Fire Emblem games, you know, you got this top-down view, right? And then when they go into battle, it's completely 2D. Or if you mean like going into a fight, like a duel, you know, that would be awesome, man. I'm up for that. Like I said before, I'd like to see a JRPG based on the BlazBlue series. Imagine if it's a strategy RPG or any other RPG, you're walking around with your characters or moving them around, and then when they go into battle with an enemy, it turns into a short fighting game. That would be fucking awesome, man. Where do you think Final Fantasy went wrong? Hironobu Sakaguchi left. That's pretty much it. I've always said this. I sound like a broken record, I know, but I need to say it one more goddamn time. You know? Imagine if Tolkien stopped writing The Lord of the Rings and somebody else took over. They will feel totally different, totally wrong, not the same author anymore. That's when, in my opinion, Final Fantasy went wrong. Hironobu Sakaguchi left and the series went to shit. Thank goodness they brought the mastermind that is Yasumi Matsuno for Final Fantasy XII. Turned out to be a great game. I love Final Fantasy XII. But it also feels like it's not really a Final Fantasy game. Did you play Bayonetta? Yeah, I played Bayonetta on the PlayStation 3 a long time ago. Not my type of game. I like hack and slash games, but Bayonetta was just too over the top. Like, too over the top. I hated the character. Do you ever play games made in RPG Maker? I played a couple of them, but not really. Just I don't have the time to play a lot of indie games. Been planning an indie RPGs video for like 3 years, and I haven't done it. How much time do you spend on writing? You said that you play approximately 3 hours daily, but what about writing? Well, writing is completely different, you know. It's not like I write every day, you know. I don't like doing what a lot of writers do, just write every day or occasionally or frequently. I don't do that. You know, I just keep gathering all of my thoughts, all of my ideas here, and store them here until I'm ready to sit down and actually write something. And if I do that, you know, I focus on the book. So it usually takes me like a month or two, maybe 3, depending on the length of the book. A few months to write the book, maybe another month or a little bit less to edit the book, to read it and correct a few things, you know. Writing a book, even a small book, is an entire process. But no, I don't write every day, you know, I hate that. Is it true? Some people. Anyway, if an RPG is developed in the West, but it has elements and tropes that are typical for a JRPG, can it be considered a JRPG? Not in my opinion, because like I've said many times before, the J is just there to specify, you know, it was made by Japanese people. That's just me, you know, it's how I think. It's my opinion. So, no. The answer is no, in my opinion. It's more like, you know, a JRPG to me isn't a style. The style is anime, manga, that's a style. So, an RPG developed in the West with elements and tropes that are typical for a JRPG is an anime or manga styled RPG. Not necessarily, it's definitely not a Japanese RPG, right? Thanks for joining, Ian. Golden Lion. 007, 007, Golden Lion. I take you're a fan of that Nintendo 64 game. Have you played Final Fantasy XIV? Nope! They are the best Final Fantasy games by far since X. Even if you only play for the story and ignore the MMO aspect. I haven't, man. I haven't played it because, you know, I just don't feel like paying for playing a video game. You know, I'm gonna buy the video game and that's it. That's all the money I want to spend in a video game. I don't want to keep paying like for a service just so I be able to experience a video game. That's just fucked up in my opinion. Dude, let's just not start a war on what's a JRPG and what's not. Any video posted on your channel that talks about your UK experience? Damn, I don't think so, man, because you know what? When I was in England, I wasn't making videos. I was making reviews in Spanish before going to England, but I gave up, I quit. So during my time, during, and post UK, I wasn't making any videos. It wasn't until several months later, after I came back from the UK, that I started making videos in English in this channel. So I don't think, I may have talked about it a long time ago in a video, but I can't really remember. But there isn't a single video, I know that for sure. There isn't a single video that is, you know, specifically about that topic. My AC, man, what the fuck is going on? Will you play Sonic Chronicles, The Dark Brotherhood? I already played that game and it's terrible. It's a terrible game, man. On the Nintendo DS, right? You're talking about the Nintendo DS, right? Oof. That's a bad game. It's a terrible game. Dark Souls is Kingsfield? Pretty much, Dark Souls is pretty much Kingsfield in third person. You got that right. That's a correct statement. Do you get a lot of... That's an honest question, you know, most people don't like talking about their money or how much they make. But do you get a lot of money from your books being sold? Not really, you know, because Amazon keeps a lot. Like, for example, most of my digital books are like $3, and they get like almost half of that. So I only get like maybe $2. So I don't get a lot of money for my books, man. I can't make a living out of my books. It's impossible. I'm currently planning on creating a JRPG style game and your videos are included. Thanks, Sad Smile. Thanks, man. So happy to know that. If my work can influence or inspire people, you know, that's when I know that I've made it. Final Fantasy XIV is free? Really? Really? I can just play the game, but I have to pay the PlayStation Plus service, right? To play online. See? There's always some extra money involved. Are you married or in a relationship already? No, I'm single. I'm alone. I'm not kidding, I'm single. Which currently available consoles got the best catalog for JRPGs? PS4, man. I can't believe the PS4. It's such an amazing system for RPGs. Way better than the PlayStation 3 ever was. Or even the Vita itself. I guess the Switch too. But I love the Switch. But I think I'm gonna pick the PS4. Is there some game you ever wanted to own but you can't due to the price? Ooh, a lot. A lot, man. Ys 9. Ys 9 is a game that I really want to own, and I can't because ever since it came out, it went rare and expensive here in Mexico. I'm sure I can buy it from Amazon US, but it's gonna be, I have to pay taxes and the shipping, and it's gonna be like over $100, man. Which one of your books do you recommend the most? The Reaper's Thorn is my favorite. You know, I think it's not really that hard to read, even though it's kind of long and bulky and it's a slow burn. It's the best book I've written so far, in my opinion. I really enjoyed, you know, it's a book that mixes historical events with fiction, and there's a lot of background. It's actually heavily connected with my time in England, in the UK. So the Reaper's Thorn, I think it's the best thing I've ever read in my life. Though a lot of fans will disagree and tell you that Nyx Inferno is the best. Have you killed Freya in Valkyrie Profile? You mean the first one? No, I've never done Seraphic Gate. I tried once on the first Valkyrie Profile, and I got lost. I got to a point where I was so lost, and I even read a walkthrough, and I couldn't know what to do. I was like, what the Seraphic Gate on Valkyrie 2? That's another story. I've beaten Seraphic Gate on Valkyrie Profile 2 like 3 times. It's a chore. You're right, man. Sony is just being an asshole when it comes to censorship. Sony is just fucked up, man. Have you played the Pierre Solar remake? I haven't played a single version of that game. I keep forgetting. Thank you for reminding me. I keep forgetting about that game, and also this other one people keep recommending, Crosscode. I keep forgetting to play those games. Alright guys, if you say that I don't need to pay a single penny to play Final Fantasy XIV, perhaps I'll give it a chance. Would you recommend buying Trails in the Sky on Steam, where I can get the whole trilogy for like $50, or rather pay the horrendous prices for physical copies on PSP? Dude, I think, I don't play on Steam, but I think the Trails in the Sky version on Steam is the best one to play. So, there's your answer. I've seen the Steam version of Trails in the Sky and it looks beautiful. I wish the PSP version would look that way. Which costs more, Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, Suikoden 2, or Valkyrie Profile? Right now, I think, let's find out. I'm very curious right now. According to price charting, Valkyrie Profile. So Valkyrie Profile sells for complete box, $370, according to price charting. Suikoden 2, $320. What? So Valkyrie is more expensive now than Suikoden right now, and Persona 2 Eternal Punishment is $368, almost as expensive as freaking Valkyrie Profile. So Valkyrie is like... Have you played Dragon Quest XI? Yes, and I loved it. It's my favorite Dragon Quest of all time now. Yeah, I'd like to get into more fan-translated RPGs. Maybe to have more games to talk about for my videos. As you have gotten bigger on YouTube, thank you. I don't think I've gotten that bigger, I still have the same numbers as 2 years ago. Most of my top 10s are like 10 to 20,000 views. Anyway, have you found it more difficult to grow in the channel or come up with video ideas? Any goals with the channel? Okay, your first question, have you found it more difficult to grow the channel? Not really. I think it's just growing slowly and naturally, and that's the best course of action for somebody like me, who is very opinionated, who is kind of against the masses and the general consensus on popular opinion. And is it hard to come up with new video ideas? Not really, more like it's hard to come up with more JRPGs to talk about, because I feel like I've covered almost every single JRPG in existence at least once already. But no, video ideas, I don't think so. I have a lot of them. It's just sometimes it's hard to decide which one is best for the next Tuesday or for the next Friday, It's like, I gotta plan my strategies. Wait, that means you're asking, have you found it more difficult? Then maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe I find it more difficult nowadays because I gotta plan these strategies, and 3 years ago I wasn't planning anything. I was like, oh, what's my next video? Oh, this top 10, so that. And nowadays, because I've done a lot of videos, and I've talked about a lot of JRPGs, and there's a lot of RPGs that I've covered a lot of times, it is more difficult to plan these strategies, to plan, you know, what's best for later, what's best for this Friday or this next week. So yeah, and my goals for the channel, I currently have no goals. I'm fine the way the channel is right now. Maybe the only goal that I have is to try to get a different perspective on certain video ideas, you know. But I think my channel is alright right now. Do you ever think about making news content about RP? No, I don't like that, man. No offense to people who do a lot of news gaming channels, but it's just not my thing, man. I'm not interested whatsoever in talking about, you know, making content on news. You know, I don't want to be a news channel of any kind. This music is from International Superstar Soccer Deluxe Super Nintendo. That's right, a soccer game soundtrack in an RPG channel. What I would like to do sometimes, a little bit more often, is talk about different genres. But you know, most of the videos that I do on different genres don't seem to do very well compared to RPG videos in terms of views. I'm like the Chris Pratt of gaming. Okay, what's the best hack and slash for you? Aside from Dante's Inferno? Damn, man, most of the hack and slash games that I like are action RPGs. But a pure hack and slash game, you know, I think I'm gonna choose 99 Nights. What was it called? Yeah, 99 Nights on the Xbox 360. That's a really good one. I've done a few videos on Terra Gaiden, dude. Ark of the Lad returned recently with a mobile game. Can you believe that? Ark of the Lad came back with a mobile game for phones. Thanks for that piece of info on Final Fantasy XIV. Do you have some part-time job or work only as a YouTuber and writer? I work only as a YouTuber and writer. This is what I do for a living, my channel and my books. That's it. So random, right, Einashi? I like being random. Do you plan a sort of best mobile or no? Come on. I don't like mobile games, man. Wow, thank you, Corey. Thanks a bunch, man. Corey, I want to really thank you one more time. You know, this is the guy who sent me the PS TV. You know, and I played a lot of RPGs there, and I've streamed a lot of RPGs, including my current Fire Emblem stream on the PS TV. So thanks a bunch, Corey. Thanks a bunch for your support, man. Is To the Moon a worth a playthrough? What's To the Moon? I have no idea about that game. Favorite games you played as a kid? Well, apart from the Mario games, I really like the Mario games. I know it's a cliched answer, but I really like them. I played a lot of Sexies. I played a lot of Excite Bike, Skate or Die. Everybody hates Skate or Die. I don't care. It's a bad game. It is a bad game, and I like it. I play a lot of, what else? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mortal Kombat Ultimate, Street Fighter 2. I grew up with the NES and the Super Nintendo. What is the next game you think you're gonna play on the Switch? Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Right now I'm playing an action RPG on the PS3 called Trinity. Very obscure. You know, I just put a lot of... I put several hours into it a long time ago, and I never went back to it. So I went back to it today. Well, yesterday, actually. And I was like, you know, I really want to finish this game. I want to focus on this game. And then after that game, I'm gonna move to Xenoblade Chronicles on the Switch. And that's gonna be my last time playing the game. Like, I really want to see if I change my mind on the game. Do you prefer playing on handheld or consoles instead? I prefer consoles. Don't take me wrong, I love handheld systems. I love my 3DS, my Vita, my PSP. I play a lot of Nintendo DS and PSP when I had my store. But I always prefer consoles, playing games on the TV. What about you guys? That's a good question. What do you guys prefer? Handheld or TV consoles? Did you play any Super Robot games? Yeah, I played Super Robot Tyson Original Generation on the Game Boy Advance. Kick-ass game. And then I played Endless Frontier. Original Saga, Endless Frontier on the Nintendo DS. Extremely sexualized, but very good game. The battle system was bonkers. Those are the only Super Robot games I've played. I've never played any of the new ones. Are you planning only in Japanese merchandise? What? I don't think I understood your question. This is from Sakura Wars. It's a cheesy song, but I love it. Do you think that Neon Genesis Evangelion can be an RPG? Sure, I think it will work better as an action RPG, because usually, I've never completed the anime, I only watched like 12 episodes, and from what I saw a lot of, solo missions, like there's just one robot fighting, right? I don't know if it changes in the end, but I think it will be a good action RPG. What do you think about the new Final Fantasy Pixel remaster that only released on Steam and mobile device? I don't care. I have no opinion, man. I don't care about Steam or mobile, and I don't care about Final Fantasy anymore. How many games do you play at once? Or do you play games one at a time? Thanks, Kramer. I tried only to play one at a time or two. Like right now, for example, I'm playing Trinity on the PS3 and Dragon Quest VI on the 3DS, and that's it. And Fire Emblem, but that's, I'm streaming the game. So I guess you could say that I'm playing 3 games at a time, but it's very rare. I usually only play 1 or 2. I'm not the type of guy who just jumps between several RPGs at a time, and never finishes them, which seems to happen to a lot of people nowadays. I try focus on 1 or 2. What do you think about the Kuro no Kiseki trailers? They look badass. There's been some complaining about the battle system, but come on, guys. The game is gonna let you choose if you want to do turn-based or action. So I think it was the perfect idea to please the players. Final Fantasy VII Remake should have done the same, in my opinion. What do you dislike about modern Final Fantasy games? Everything, that they just don't feel like Final Fantasy games. I don't like the stories. I don't like the fact that Final Fantasy seems to be ripping off other franchises like Grand Theft Auto, Dark Souls quite recently, Pokemon, it's just a rip-off, repetition of themselves. Call me a purist, but I just like the Hironobu Sakaguchi Final Fantasy games. I think there's some good games, Final Fantasy 15, I think it's a good game. I just don't think it's a Final Fantasy game. It's just something completely different. Oh no, I'm not sure if making my own merchandise will work. I mean, I know a lot of you will buy. Again, this song? I know a lot of you will buy some only in Japan t-shirts. Maybe one day, I think I need to get a little bigger as a YouTuber, like have more people. I mean, just having merchandise is a business, so I need to, how do I explain this in English? to make it work. Let's just leave it at that. I'm still waiting on any top 10 Vita videos from you. Well, you're gonna have to keep waiting because apparently you don't want to look up for them. I've told you many times before, man, I have a bunch of top 10 Vita videos. Oh, dude. Because you donated, I'm just gonna put one in right now in the chat so you can watch. Here's your Vita video. There is. That's one of my many PS Vita top 10s. Thanks for your donation, by the way. Are you interested in playing Scarlet Nexus? Very interested. I played the demo and it was badass, man. I love the demo, so I'll probably give it a chance. Will you give Elden Ring a chance? I expect no, because it's a From Software Souls game. You just answered, yeah, no. Maybe? Is there a demo out there? Maybe I can stream the demo? That's about it, but I don't think I'm gonna like it. What games do you know are bad, but are really fun to play anyway? Besides Skate or Die on the NES, which is very fun to play for me, I don't know too many apart from that one. It's just if I think a game is bad, that Skate or Die is an exception. But if I think a game is bad, I'm not gonna enjoy it. So probably, I don't know a lot. Probably if I think a game is enjoyable or fun to play, like you say, Cyclone, is because I think it's a good game. Dr. Keyblade thinks a bunch, dude. Is it worth playing Dragon Quest VII? Yes! Any version. I think the 3DS version is the best one to play, because it got rid of a lot of really annoying stuff from the PlayStation version. But I think any version is great, you know, it's a good game. It's just Dragon Quest VII on the PlayStation, it's kinda, it's very slow, and there are some difficulty spikes that are like, ugh. Will you rank every PS3 JRPG at some point? I'm so glad you asked that, because I'm planning on doing that pretty soon. Actually, there's like, I'm gonna have to hack my PlayStation 3, because I can't get any of the games that I'm missing. You know, they're kind of expensive and I don't want to pay their money. Well, not that expensive, right? You know, there are games with a bad reputation and I don't want to pay like $40 for them. Like, for example, I've never played Trinity Universe on the PS3. It's a crossover. So the only way for me to play it is to hack my PS3 and download the games that I'm missing so I can rank the PS3 RPGs, all of them. But I am dead set on doing that, so probably very, very soon. I mean, not soon as in next week, but maybe next month, who knows. I'm working on it. Have you played Freedom Warriors in Vita? Oh, you mean Freedom Wars! Not free, or if there's a Freedom Warriors game, I have never played it. I played Freedom Wars. I'm not sure if that's the game you're referring to. Yes, I think it's a great game, but it can get a little bit repetitive over time. The gameplay is a little bit Monster Hunter, God Eater-like, but the story, freaking amazing story on that game, man. What anime do you wish to be an RPG, and what type of RPG? I'd love to see an action RPG based on Claymore. Claymore, man, or Berserk. Well, a turn-based RPG based on those games. You know, something like that. They could work more as action RPGs, and yes, I know there's a bunch of action games based on Berserk, but I run a really role-playing game, a true action RPG based on Berserk. You know, with towns, talking, you know, talking to NPCs, visiting towns, an overworld, something like that, like the Ys games. And maybe Attack on Titan. I think Attack on Titan will be a badass turn-based RPG or strategy RPG. A strategy RPG based on Attack on Titan. Opinion on Yakuza Like a Dragon. I played like 20 minutes of it. I remember I was still in Canada and I borrowed the game for a bit and I just played it and got into a battle and I was like, hey, this is a good game, but I had to return the game. So I don't really have an opinion. I think it's a good game. I don't have an opinion. Thank you, Dr. Keyblade. I like doing those. It's fun just sitting, you know, and making unscripted videos sometimes and just talk about the games and the tier list. You know, it's just fun. A lot of people do that. Yeah, oh, Freedom, yeah, Freedom Wars. Yeah, I kind of knew you were talking about that game, Trixie. Freedom Wars, yeah, it's a good game. But you really need to kind of like, you know, the Monster Hunter games, you know, it's just like, it's the same over and over again. You get sent into a lot of missions that involve just going to a short area, like God Eater. In fact, it's more like God Eater than Monster Hunter. Like it's like God Eater, you get these enclosed areas, and you gotta find them, the boss, defeat it, save the citizens or whatever, and that's it. So Freedom Wars is a great game, but it just gets repetitive. Has there been a JRPG that was really disappointing to your expectations? Yeah, Star Ocean 5, probably. You know, I love Star Ocean. I know I didn't include Star Ocean in my top 10 favorite JRPG series, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people were like, "Where's Star Ocean?" Dude. Star Ocean 5 is, when it comes to disappointing JRPGs for me personally, that's one. It's just, wow. Final Fantasy 13 was another one. When I played it, I was like, what the fuck, man, this is not Final Fantasy. That was very disappointing for me. Do you recommend any JRPG in a nuclear wasteland setting? Oh, I'm going to recommend one that I didn't like this game. I didn't like it, but it's a grid-based strategy RPG. It's called Wasteland, I think, right? I played Wasteland 2. It's called something like that. It was a gift from Einashi or Rem, I don't remember. But yeah, it takes place in a nuclear wasteland setting. And I liked the concept of the game. It's just the gameplay was not my type of game. You said you liked the Dog Hat trilogy. Yes, I do. The Geo trilogy, I love it. What's your favorite one out of the three? It's so hard to choose one because it's just one game, man. I've played them twice in the completion, and I never felt like I was playing a different game on each entry. So it's just like a big-ass game. Remember those games on the PlayStation? Like Final Fantasy 8, 7, you know, the 3 discs? That's what I feel .hack GU is. Like it's a game in, you know, like the 3 discs. And we just got those 3 discs separately. So I can't choose one out of the 3. Because, you know, it's just one game to me. Have you ever forced yourself to finish some game that you don't really enjoy? No. That's a good question. Let me read it again. Have you ever forced yourself to finish a game that you don't enjoy because it's necessary for making content? The answer is no. Never. I've never forced myself. If I rage quit in a game, I make a video about how I rage quit in that game instead. If I don't finish it, I make a video saying I never finished this game because of this or that. I've given games a chance before. Like, I know for a fact, like Breath of Fire 2, quite recently. I gave up on the game like a couple of days ago, I swear. Breath of Fire 2. I was like, you know what? I don't think it's that necessary for making content, but I want to give it a chance once again. So I gave it a chance. And you're gonna have to wait for Tuesday's video to see why fuck. Sorry. It's hard to talk about Breath of Fire 2. It's a fucking... Thanks for asking that question, man. But no, most of the time, no. I don't think I've ever done that, you know, force myself to finish a game, no. Have you played Golden Axe? Yes! Yeah! You mean the original Golden Axe on the Genesis? And yes. What are your favorite top 10 non-RPG games? There's a video. I know I've never done a video about that. I've done videos on my favorite non-RPG games. A couple of them. But not a top 10. Nick's Inferno is one of my favorite. Oh, thanks, man. That's so awesome, Tony. I'm so glad to know you enjoy the book, man. It's a great book, you know, it's a fan favorite. Which non-RPG series would you like to be made into one? Why am I... You're like the third, fourth person to ask that today. That's really interesting. Why are so many people asking that? That's cool. Okay, for the third time, Blaze Blue. The Blaze Blue fighting games, man. I would love to see an RPG based on that. Is Persona 2 Innocent Sin? Have you played the Battle Chasers Night War? No. How do you first get published? Oh, no. I have never been published. All of my books are self-published. I paid a printing house for them to print them so I could sell them online or in conventions or shows. I don't work with editors or publishing houses, man. They're fucking garbage, all of them, in my opinion. They always want to change things, or they don't want to publish your book because it's politically incorrect, or because they just don't know how to market the book. Are you excited for the global release of the Trails games? Very. I've been bitching about that for ages, man, and now it's finally happening. We're finally getting those games. So yes, very excited. I don't like the fact that I'm gonna have to wait like 2 years, you know, like a year and a half, but I'm excited nonetheless. What do you think of the idea of making top 10 evil churches in JRPG? Grandia 2 should take the first place. I totally agree. Grandia 2 stands out like crazy because of that. An evil church, Arton Elico, the first one. You know, yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, of course, Persona 4 Arena are my favorite fighting games, man. Which of your video are you the most proud of? The 10 things you didn't know about videos, all of them. You know, I think I'm very proud of those videos. I like the series, the early video series, but I think it was too short, and you know, every video was too short, so that's why I made the compilations. Yeah, you know, some of the What the Hell Happened To videos I'm very proud of. There's a lot of top 10 that I really enjoy doing, and I'm so glad they got so popular. Like some of the hardest JRPGs on the PS2, hardest RPGs, this or that. You know, I'm very, very proud of those videos. But yeah, my most proud, the videos that I'm the most proud of are the 10 things you didn't know about videos. Really like them. Chrono Cross 2 or Legend of Lagoon? You mean Legend of Dragoon, right? Chrono Cross for me. Did you like to watch video game music concerts? I've watched a few. I once watched one on the Chrono Cross soundtrack. It was beautiful. I think one of my favorites is one of the Black Mages. I don't remember which concert it was, but it was pretty badass. I mean, Nobuo Uematsu was there, man. It was just awesome. I know you love Little Nightmares. I do. With a passion. Have you played the sequel yet? No, I haven't. You know, I'm still waiting for a chance for the price to drop. Yeah, sure, it's $40 now. Nowadays I can find it for 40. 40 is a decent price, but those types of games always go down in price, so I'm waiting. Will you play Eiyuden Chronicles? Dude, why are you asking that? Yes, sir, I will. Of course I will, man. I mean, aren't I like the biggest Suikoden fan out there already? Do you have a body pillow with your favorite anime girl? No. I used to have this small pillow with a picture of Suigin 2 from Rosen Maiden, but it was just that. It wasn't sexualized or anything, you know. I don't have a body pillow, man. They've become so popular lately, haven't they? Sometimes I look for a video game or for the name of a video game on Google, and it keeps throwing these body pillows, and I'm like, wow, they've gotten so popular. Jade Empire on the Xbox. Yes, I played the game, but I only played it for like 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't have a proper opinion on it. I remember I liked it. Will you be open to making a video on the best parties in JRPGs? It's a good idea, but it's just those kinds of videos are the types of videos that David Vince does, and I don't wanna rip David off. You know, those are good ideas. You know, the churches idea, the best parties, the best characters, or the worst party members, that's his type of content, man. I don't want to rip him off. Did you ever had a friend who didn't like non-real-time RPGs like turn-based? What? So, yeah, my best friend. Oscar, Oscar, my best friend, he doesn't like turn-based RPGs or strategy RPGs. He likes action RPGs, but not strategy RPGs or turn-based. He doesn't like them. Do you have some favorite Metroidvanias? I'm not really into Metroidvanias, but my favorite my favorite is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I played the PS4 version and I loved it. But Metroidvanias aren't really my type of genre. I played some of them. I played the original Metroid game. Super Metroid was badass. But it's just I'm too lazy to keep backtracking and going to the same areas over and over again. BioWare, wow, they officially now sell body pillows. What? So I can get a body pillow of, I don't know, Cassandra from Dragon Age Inquisition? Do you read any visual novels? Rarely. I like visual novels when they are very interactive, when they're RPGs. I'm not really into visual novels. Favorite final boss theme in JRPGs? Ooh, man. Enemy of God from Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. That's my pick. It's just, dude, I don't want to spoil the game, but it's a game, the moment that song starts, that's my favorite. My favorite final boss theme. Though I really liked, it's an overrated answer, I know, but I really like, the Genova song from Final Fantasy VII. That moment, not the one winged angel. The previous final boss fight. That one. Anthony Tacker, thanks. Have you ever played River City Girls? No, and I want to. That's one game that I really want to play. I love beat 'em ups, right? So I want to play that game, but I haven't. I know my friend Oscar has the game, so once we're both vaccinated, we're gonna, I'm gonna go to his house again and play the game. Did you ever got bullied in school? A little bit, like everybody else. When I was in school, I wasn't really bullied. More like I was an outcast. Like, just people didn't care. That's the weirdo, the freak. Yeah. Maybe if that's bullying, then maybe yeah. You not speak Spanish in this channel? No, I don't. But I do have a channel in Spanish called Discusión Gamer. Check it out, man. It's my friend Oscar. Yeah, no, I don't speak Spanish in this channel. This is an English channel. But my there's a channel in Spanish that I have. If you really wanna. Do you think Trump is a secret JRPG lover? Definitely, man. Why the hell not? Why the hell he wouldn't be? Will you play Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin? Yes, I probably will, because it's not the regular Monster Hunter game, Wings of Ruin. I played the original on the 3DS, but for so little. I was in an anime show, and I grabbed the game. Well, it was a gaming show, I'm sorry. And I grabbed the game, and I was like, hey, this is good, and that's it. Will you beat Okami someday? The problem is that I have this version. Right? But I really want to play the remaster. And I still haven't got the remaster. It's one of those games I keep forgetting to buy, because I know it's cheap. And that's the version I want to play. Not this one. Do you speak other languages? No, just Spanish and English. That's it. Even though I have some German roots, I don't speak any German whatsoever. My great-grandfather was German. I don't speak German. Do you plan to do videos about top 10 villains in RPGs? Maybe. Like I said before, those are the types of videos David does, so... but maybe. That's a huge request. I've been getting that request for a long time. Selkev. But, I probably will at some point. How did you learn English? too loud, man. I learned English. This song right now, or the previous? This is from Shin Megami Tensei 4 right now. By the time I'm answering this question. I learned English by myself. Just reading lyrics from the songs that I liked, playing RPGs, playing video games, watching movies. You know, it just came to me naturally when I was little. A friend of mine wants to get into the Xenoblade series. I'm not the biggest Xenoblade fan, man. I think you're asking the wrong guy. But I think he should start with the first Xenoblade Chronicles. What do you do when you get RPG burnout? I did a video on that! It's called How to Deal with RPG Burnout. Check it out, man. I gave a lot of advice in that. The video got a little bit popular. Why don't you want to play the original version of Okami on the PS2? Because the remaster looks better, plays better. Come on. And because it's dirt cheap. If the HD remaster of Okami wasn't cheap, I will play that version. What physical games you hate? You don't want to sell because they're getting expensive. I don't have a single one of them. I do have some bad games that I hate, but they're dirt cheap, like Final Fantasy X too. But bad, expensive games that I don't want to. I don't think I have a single one, man. No, I don't think so. I don't collect. I don't collect games that I don't like. I usually don't. No, Ersa. I'm single. I don't have a girlfriend. Did you play Regalia of Men and Monarchs? No, I want to play it because I've seen that game for like $12 often, maybe 12, 13, and I keep waiting. I'm so frugal when it comes to digital games, man. Very, very frugal. You know, I always get them when they're like $10 or less. And I've never seen that game. I've never seen that game for less than $10 or for $10. I really want to play it. Well, you didn't bother me. You didn't bother me, man. Will you be playing Dragon Age 4 when it comes out? I probably will. I know it. I know for a fact I will. Any thought on the Agarest of War? Oh, the Agarest, yes. Well, okay. Agarest, Generations of War, also known as Record of Agarest War. That's a pretty good game. The other two are like, The second one is good, but the battle system is way different. It's now a turn-based RPG. You know, you get your characters on grids on one side and the enemy on another. It's still good. Zero, Agarest War Zero, that's, man. It all went wrong, downhill with that game. It's not a good game in my opinion. Do you have a favorite Atelier game? Yeah, I do. This is my favorite Atelier game. Best Mario RPG? Super Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG. Did you play the Deception series, Trapped? Yeah. I played the original on the PlayStation, which is a first-person RPG. I didn't like it, man. And then I played Deception 4 on the PlayStation 3. I loved it, great game. Trapped was badass too, but when I played Trapped, I was like, it's the same as Deception 4. It's like a clone. Well, more like Deception 4 is a clone of Trapped. But you get that idea. They're great games. I like them. How many JRPGs did you finish, approximately? Didn't I do at least one? I think I did a video on that, you know. How many? I think I counted them. Give me one moment. How many RPGs have you finished? Oh, fuck. How many RPGs have you beaten? Wow, it didn't do very well in views. It's an old video. Well, this was 2 years ago, so it's outdated. The video is outdated because in 2 years I've beaten a lot. I'm pretty sure I've beaten. I have finished probably around 200 RPGs, maybe. Thank you, Golden Lion. If you could resurrect 3 dead or dormant franchises, Growlancer, I don't want to say Suikoden because I believe it's been resurrected already. It's just gonna be called Eiyuden Chronicle now. So, it just isn't resurrected by Konami. So I will choose Growlancer, I will choose then Shadow Hearts, and then probably Breath of Fire. There you go. Bats and Kaitos, yeah. Oh man. Okay, so Growlancer, Shadow Hearts, and Bats and Kaitos. Dude, I love Breath of Fire, and I love Grandia. I like Bats and Kaitos more. Top 10 RPGs focused on politics. Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, Suikoden, Fire Emblem, there's a lot of them. Maybe obscure. Top 10 obscure JRPGs focused on politics. Because everybody knows Fire Emblem and Suikoden. It's no point. Shadow Madness on the PlayStation, never played it. Shadow Madness, it's a game that I keep forgetting, and I saw it for cheap when I was in Canada. I saw a complete in-box copy of it for like $20. Didn't buy it. Why do you think Cold Steel 2 gets the most hate in the Trail series? Wow, really? Why? Why does it get the most hate? I didn't know that. I'm pretty sure it was 3, wasn't it? I don't know, man. I love them all. I loved all 4 of them. You wouldn't resurrect the Chrono series? No, because it's owned by Square Enix, man. And they will turn the next Chrono game into an action RPG. An action RPG by Tetsuya Nomura, so no. It's like Valkyrie Profile. Nobody said here, you don't want to resurrect Valkyrie Profile? Yes, but no, because Square Enix is gonna fuck it all up, man. You know that, I know that. So, no. I want Valkyrie Profile to come back at the hands of Tri-Ace, not Square Enix. And Chrono, I know Chrono is a Squaresoft IP, but you look at the state Square Enix is in nowadays, so it's just, they're gonna fuck it up, man. The Clock Tower series. I've played them all actually. I played one, PlayStation. There's 2 on the PlayStation, right? 1 and 2, and then there's 3 on the PlayStation 2, and then there's Haunting Ground. Alright, so Haunting Ground is a masterpiece. Clock Tower 3, I never finished it. I felt the controls were a little bit clunky. Like, I couldn't really control very well the girl. I don't know, I thought it was a great game, but I never got far into it. The first 2 games are, they feel more like computer games, so I couldn't really get into them, because they're point-and-click games, I think they're good games, but not for me. How do you keep your physical mental energy high to keep gaming consistently and beating all of these games? I don't need any physical or mental energy. I mean, this is a passion of mine. It's also a hobby. So I just love doing this. I don't know, man. It's because I love it. I don't need any energy for them. It's just something I do. Have you played Indivisible? Yeah. I think the closest you can get to a Valkyrie Profile nowadays is actually Exist Archive, developed by Tri-Ace. Indivisible is a good game, but it's too fucking unbalanced. I don't think I'll ever go back to Indivisible again. It's just too, I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes. It's just, you gotta react very quickly, it's just, I don't think it's better than Exist Archive. I prefer Exist Archive way more. That's just me. I'm not saying Indivisible is a bad game, it's just, I didn't love it. Tokyo RPG Factory. I don't think, well... Actually, let's just hope that if the Chrono series ever come back, it's gonna be turn-based. If it's gonna be turn-based, then yes. If you wanted to marry a fictional girl... What? No, man, no. I am not... I don't think Square Enix is as bad as people say. I don't know what people say. I think it's bad. You're right, it's not as bad, but it's just Final Fantasy, man. This song is from Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. This is from Phantasy Star 4. I know them all. Do you have a list of companies you trust will deliver quality to the degree that just their name on a game will make you interested? A couple, yeah. Atlus, for example, Vanillaware. Tri-Ace, I don't know, because... You know, Resonance of Fate. But I like most of what Tri-Ace has done. So maybe that's kind of a seal of quality for me, a guaranteed seal of quality. And when I say Atlus, I mean Atlus as developers. I'm not talking about Atlus of America. Falcom. Good answer, Falcom. It's guaranteed. Later, Einashi. What do you like to do when not gaming? What? Doing these Q&A streams with you? Working, making videos? Writing books, reading books? Watching movies, watching series? Hanging out with family, talking to friends? What do you think is the best RPG released in the last 5 years? I'm thinking. How can I pick Dragon Quest 11? I was gonna pick East 9, East 8, Lacrimosa of Dana, but I think I'm gonna go with Dragon Quest 11. 13 Sentinels. Oh yeah, actually. No remasters, right? I mean, we're not counting remasters or ports. 13 Sentinels, Trails of Cold Steel 4. Oof, baby, those two games. Oof. But I'm sticking with Dragon Quest 11. I don't cook. I suck at cooking. Yeah, man, East 8. Ah, man, East 8 or Dragon Quest 11 or Trails of Cold Steel 4. Have you ever been to Japan? Nope. Never been to Japan. I've been to England, Germany, Canada, and Mexico, of course. This is from Phantasy Star 3. How did you like Baldur's Gate if you've played it? I played Dark Alliance on the PlayStation 2. I think it's a good game, but I think it's a game that was meant to be played by 2 players or more. Because, you know, when I played it by myself, I didn't have a lot of fun. I was like, it just feels very repetitive and not that fun. But I can see the appeal in playing it with somebody else. If remasters count, Odin Sphere. Do you like platforms games? Yes, platformers, I love them. Platformers are 2D platformers, because 3D platformers, oh man, I don't like most of them. 2D platformers, I love them. It's probably one of my all-time favorite video game genres. Have you played Dota or MOBA, Warcraft? Nope. Never. I played Ragnarok online a long time ago, and I played Gaia online, but none of the ones you mentioned. What kind of TV shows do you like? I finished watching this new show called The Boys, which is based on, a comic series about really corrupted superheroes and a bunch of vigilantes trying to fight against them. It was pretty good. But my favorite TV shows are Breaking Bad, The Blacklist, Hannibal. Hannibal was badass, man. I loved it. Hey, Grave. Which one is better in your opinion? Is 8 or 9? I don't have an opinion because I haven't played Is 9 yet. Hard to believe considering I'm such a die-hard fan of Is 9, but I haven't played it. How are you doing today? Thank you, Javi. I'm doing great. What are your thoughts on Brave Vagrant story? Couldn't get into it. I don't know, man. Not my type of game. I respect the game, and I think it has a very good story. It's just that the gameplay, I don't know. Is Legaia too good? Not in my opinion, but I only played that game once, and that was a long time ago. And I remember I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. I didn't like the game. Top 3 anime series. Ergo Proxy is my favorite. Number 2 will be Claymore. And number 3 will probably be Berserk. Yeah. Do you feel, What? What about Dragon Quarter? Dragon Quarter is a bad game in my opinion. It's not terrible, but it's a bad game. Will you name one second platform, one 2D platformer you like? Well, apart from the classic Super Mario World, I'm just gonna say Shantae. Shantae Half Genie Hero. I loved it. Thank you, what? Necri? Do you play indie RPG games? Yes, I've played a few. My favorite is Cosmic Star Heroine. Loved it to pieces. I played also, what was this game that it's a little bit like the Legend of Legrand Legacy. I also played Children of Zodiacs. Rage quit in that game, but it's good. Children of Zodiacs. Weird name, I know. Asher Saga, another good one. There's this game called Wargroove. It's like a strategy game, but it's not really an RPG, is it? Because you don't level up, you don't customize your units, you don't even equip them with anything. You just play mission map after map. So I'm not sure if it counts as an RPG or not. Cold Steel Free Music, yeah. What is the game you're currently playing? I'm playing a very obscure action RPG by Koei Tecmo called Trinity Souls of Zeal-All on the PlayStation 3, and I'm also playing Dragon Quest VI on the Nintendo DS. If you had a nightmare playing Shadow Tower, what would you do? I would shoot myself. What is the RPG with the darkest story you ever played? Darkest in terms of literal terms, like really dark? Jesus, man, probably Nier, the original Nier, or Xenogears. Maybe Parasite Eve, Bloodborne also had a dark, it's not a story-focused game, but the lore, the background was pretty dark. I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you're asking about Sakuna of Rise and Ruin. I was gonna buy the game for $30, and I watched a little bit of gameplay of it, and the action seemed okay, but the farming simulation killed me. I was like, no, man, I'm definitely not going to enjoy this, so I didn't buy the game. I'm gonna wait for 20. 30? 30 is a decent price, but if I see a game and I know for a fact I probably won't like it, I don't want to overpay for it, it's just a farming simulation, it's not for me, man. Drakengard, that's a really dark story. Drakengard 3, the story was kind of comedic, but it's also really fucked up, man. Where do you think JRPGs need to innovate? Less trope stories, combat something else? Probably trope stories. I think JRPG developers nowadays are just recycling the same story over and over again, and we're kind of tired of that. So I think they need to work. Combat is fine. There's a lot of turn-based. People don't believe it, but there's a lot of turn-based RPGs out there. Some strategy, action, I don't think they need to innovate on combat. The innovation they need is definitely on the storytelling. There's a lot of stereotypes, cliches, anime tropes, lollies, and it's just, oh, come on. This unnecessary sexualization, sometimes is good, sometimes it's like it only gets in the way. So yeah, the overall, less trope stories, like you said. This is Opuna. This song is from a game on the Wii, an RPG called Opuna. Wow, why is it here? Okay. Who is the best JRPG devs in your opinion? Right now, Atlus. Vanillaware. Vanillatlus. Sega Vanillatlus. Segatlusware. That's my answer. Segatlusware. I think some cool mechanics will help JRPGs these days. Interesting. Your video about this had me in stitches laughing. You weren't kidding about how infuriating Octopath can be. Oh, and I'm gonna talk about it again next Tuesday, man. You own a house? No. I want to. I'm saving for one, but I'm currently paying rent. Are you 35 years old? Yes, I am. Exactly 35 years old. Segatlusware. That's my favorite developer nowadays, Segatlusware. Are you going to play Tales of Arise? Yes! The trailers look badass. All the gameplay footage I've seen of Tales of Arise looks really awesome, man. Definitely gonna play it, but I'm not gonna play it when it comes out, because it's gonna be like $100 here in Mexico. Do you think turn-based JRPG co-op story mode will work? It's worked before! Some Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy 9, for example, Final Fantasy 6, they have a co-op mode, and it works. Eternal Sonata is also turn-based, and it works. It's just very hard to make them good. There's been some other attempts, turn-based RPGs co-op, and they've failed. Yeah, there's a few of them. You're not bashing any YouTubers, Yum Yum. We talk about games. I don't know what this is. I think it's Manakimia. Wow, this is a great song, man. I think this is Manakimia. Muramasa or Odin Sphere by a landslide. So I was saying that you're not bashing any YouTubers, man. It's not our fault that some people keep paying those outrageous prices, and because they pay those prices, resellers take advantage of that and raise the prices even more. Hey, Oscar. Hey, man, glad to have you here, man. We were just talking about the market again. I seem to talk about the video game market over and over again. I love talking about it because I love bitching about the fact that games are overpriced nowadays. Yeah, man, it's just people are just trying to blame YouTubers, resellers, scalpers, customers. I think it's everybody's fault all at once. Everybody at once. But it all comes down to people just paying those prices. Why would you pay? But I get it. I mean, we've learned as collectors over the years that some games just keep going up in price. The pandemic, the COVID-19 just rushed that. It just sped things up, accelerated that. But most of the games that are overly expensive now, they were already on the path to becoming expensive. They always get more expensive each year. So, it's just, exactly, it's everybody's fault. It's just not one single type of person to play. It's a very gray area. Video game collecting nowadays, very, very gray. There's just no black and white. Are you waiting on Shin Megami Tensei 5? Ooh, yeah. But no. I'm not going to pre-order the game because it's going to be crazy expensive. I'm probably going to wait until next year for an opportunity. Even new games are expensive now. Shin Megami, our new games are what, $80? $80, man. That used to be back in my day. When I was younger. When I was a little boy. Back in the day. $80 was like a sacrilege. That was like, wow, this game is $80. That's crazy expensive. And that's how new games are nowadays. That's how much they go for. New releases. 80, man. Well, sorry that I don't live in your first world country, and I don't want to get into that. What are your thoughts on Air Guys, the Squares of PS1 Dungeon? Oh yeah, that game. You dude, Air Guys. That's I don't think it's a great game. It's an okay game. It was fun playing with the Final Fantasy VII characters. The mini games were kind of fun. Just watching Tifa and Cloud doing all sorts of stupid shit. It was fun. But the main story was just it's just a game with no personality. I think it's an okay game, a meh game. Are you planning to play Ys 9 on PS4 or Switch? You know me, man. I'm a PlayStation guy, so I'm gonna keep hunting for the PlayStation 4 version. But at this point, Oscar, I'm fine with the cheaper version. I don't care. All I want to do is play the damn game. So if I see the Switch version for like, I don't know, 40, 50, I'm gonna get that one. But it's gonna be a while. Switch games rarely go down in price. But I'm hoping that because the Switch version has been released, I'm hoping maybe that the PS4 version will go down a little bit and I can finally get it. Me too, man. It says in Mexico I had 2 or 3 SNES games only, and we'll trade it for another every couple of weeks. That's what I do. That's what I did too on flea markets, and that's how I got Super Mario RPG and Maximum Carnage. Nowadays, yes, Luis. She's living in a third world country. Fuck. Song, man. This song is badass. Man! Oh! Well, something happened here. I don't know, I think this song is from the Trail series? Or Manakimia. It doesn't say here. OBS is so fucked up. It doesn't fucking say so. It doesn't say which song it's playing. That's how bad OBS is. Somebody will recognize it. But I'm pretty sure it's Manakimia too. I knew it. Yeah, it's like a boss battle theme, man. Dude! Have you guys listened to the we were listening, Oscar and me, to the new Battletoads soundtrack? Oh man, that was badass. Oh wow, turtles again. Again. Did you play any Fable games? Yeah, I played Fable, the first one on the Xbox. Back in my store days when I didn't have nothing better to do. I didn't like it. At the beginning was fun, but I don't know, man. I don't know. No, Fable, not my type of game. Yeah, the Battletoads 2020 soundtrack. Dude, what a badass soundtrack, man. This is 8-bit. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game on this game. We need to play Turtles in Time in arcade as soon as possible. We do, man. As soon as we get vaccinated, those freaking vaccines, we need them, man. I missed some questions. We were talking about Mexico, right? Someone. This is. This is from Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. I know it doesn't sound like a Shin Megami Tensei song, but it is. It's just a dumb song. I kind of agree with this. Mexico is not a third world country technically. Its economy is expected to grow exponentially within the next 20 years. Is that sarcasm? But I agree. Sometimes I don't consider Mexico as a third world country, especially not compared to countries like Venezuela, for example. But yeah, we're definitely not a first world country. What games got you into JRPGs? Well, Final Fantasy Legend 2 on the Game Boy, and then Super Mario RPG and Chrono Cross. And those are my 10 picks. Those are the 3 games to blame for everything in my life about JRPGs. This channel wouldn't exist. You should be getting your vaccine soon. Yes, I mean, we're waiting for... They're vaccinating right now people on their 40s. And we will probably start getting dates for the vaccines within the next 2 weeks, hopefully. Fingers crossed. What do you think of the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 pixel remasters? I don't really care, because these remasters are gonna be on mobile devices, on phones, Steam. I don't care about those systems. And haven't we gotten like 1 million ports already of those games? It's just Square Enix milking their franchise. Your best Western RPG of all time. Ooh. Dragon Age Origins. Even though the PlayStation 3 version is horrible, I liked it. The Dragon Age Origins, man. Or Inquisition. How much are games expensive in Mexico compared to the cost of living? A lot. I mean, what's the minimum wage in Mexico? Like the equivalent of $5 per day? That's right, not per hour, like per day. So imagine paying $80 for a brand new game on the Switch or the PS4. It's fucked up, man. It's just bad. 80 pesos, yeah, it's just bad, man. It's like terrible. Minimum wage. It's ridiculous. Yeah, because a lot of people just keep asking, why haven't you gotten East 9? Oh, because I'm fucking frugal, man. I can afford East 9. It's just, I think it's just outrageous to pay, $100 or more for that game. So I'm just gonna wait. What is the best RPG game you played in the COVID era? A lot. I played a lot of them during the COVID era. Played Code Vein, Sakura Wars, Octopath Traveler. What else? The new Sakura Wars. play Crystar, I'm playing Dragon Quest 6. A lot of them, man, I can't choose. Do you play RPG games in your dreams? Maybe. Simple $1 is 20 Mexican pesos. And games cost $60 to $70. There you have it. It's brutal, man. It's horrible, but you know, other countries have it way worse than us. Is 900 pesos? Let me look that up right now. Amazon Japan? Really? I mean, why would I mean, wow. Dude, it's not worth it because, you know, if it's from Japan, you know, we're probably gonna have to pay a lot of shipping. There's, you know, come on. What's this song's name? This song, cassette, it's called Action. It's from the first Devil Survivor. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor. And the song is called Action. Nope, I've never played Banner of the Maid. It looks, I know what it is. It's a Chinese, overly sexualized strategy RPG. And you're damn right I'm gonna play it one day. Are you writing your next book already? Not yet. You know, I'm taking a break from the translation I did on Nyx Inferno because it was tough. So I'm probably gonna wait a little bit. And I'm not sure. I haven't decided if I'm gonna start writing a new book or I'm gonna start translating another book to English, like Morgana Code. Do you just get the USA versions in Mexico or are they Spanish releases? Depends on the games. Most of the AAA games are already, you know, they already have like Spanish language and subtitles. But I'm talking about games like Call of Duty, FIFA, you know, maybe God of War. You know, most JRPGs are the USA versions. And that's it. Most of them. Have you played Senran Kagura? A real plot-heavy RPG? Sure. No. I've never played a single Senran Kagura game. I played this game called Valkyrie Drive. Valkyrie Drive on the PS Vita, and I loved it. I don't care if it's extremely sexualized, you know, I love the game. It's a beat 'em up, a 3D beat 'em up, and the controls and the action is just badass, man. And the music, oof, the music is badass in that game too. What motivated you to start writing? Probably the freedom of it, you know. It was just an art where I let my imagination fly with no restraints, no money, no production, no nothing, just me sitting in front of a computer and, you know, putting my brains to work, my ideas. That's it, you know. So I love writing stories, I love characters, you know, I love creating characters. So yeah. Do you like point and click games? Not really. I mean, I've played a few, but they turn me off, man. I remember playing this game called Shadowrun on the NES. Oh man, it was boring as hell. Yes, it's a good game, don't take me wrong, ooh, chill. But no. Did you play any BioShock game? Yes, I played the first one, but it's a first-person game and I couldn't get into it. But it has some really good ideas. Will you ever move to the US? I don't think so. I don't want to move anywhere anymore. But if my channel keeps growing, you know, I might have to be. I might start going to the US often for conventions and shows. I'm not there yet, so but maybe. But I don't think so. What do you think about the music in Eternal Sonata? Half of it is great, the other half is kind of forgettable. I mean, I think Motoi Sakuraba was probably thinking that he just wouldn't stand a chance against Frédéric Chopin's music, because Chopin's music is the one that stands out like crazy in that game. But the Ost, composed by Motoi Sakuraba, half of it is great and the other half is forgettable. But the great part of the soundtrack is like... Thank you guys. Having a great time today, guys. But I might have to leave soon. So shoot your last questions. Have you tried Mass Effect? I did. I had this Mass Effect trilogy on the PS3 before I sold it to Oscar, and custom stole it, and I played the first one. I streamed the game. I don't know if you guys remember. Some of you probably do. The first Mass Effect, and I just couldn't get into it, man. I don't know, man. It's a good game. I mean, I see by playing that game, I realized why people love Mass Effect so much, because the story grabbed me immediately. But it's just the gameplay. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Did you play any Gothic game? I played a bunch of Gothic games. Even Gothic games are RPGs. Because no, there's an entirely different story in it. Is Mexico worth visiting? Yes. Depends on where you go. Some cities are overly populated, but you know, we have beautiful, beautiful places, man, to visit. Beautiful. The gameplay is way better, and everybody tells me the same. Mass Effect 2, the gameplay is far superior, but it's the same story. So if I play Mass Effect 2, I probably won't understand anything of the story because I didn't play the first game, and I don't want to play the first game. I didn't like it. Perhaps I'll give the series a chance if I ever get this new remaster that came out recently. But if that's the last time I'll play Mass Effect. Do you ever read in-game novels in Trails of Cold Steel? No. I know there are the in-game novels and some mangas, and there's a, you know, like when I did the 10 things you didn't know about the Trails of Cold Steel series, I remember seeing covering that part, the novels and the mangas, but I've never read a single one of them. Okay, guys, I'll give the remaster a shot. But I'm just gonna wait until the price goes down. How has your day been? It's been great. Thanks. We've been having a great time today. Couldn't get into the Gothic RPGs. I think they're German RPGs, aren't they? And they have a lot of style and personality, but it's just not my type of RPG. Last questions, guys. Which Tales of game has the best cast of characters in your opinion? I'm gonna pick Berseria. You know my favorite is Legendia, and it has the best character development, but not the best cast of characters. I think Berseria has the best one in my opinion. Well, it's not like the best, it's just my favorite cast of characters comes from Berseria. Berseria, whatever you want to pronounce it. If you can push to Mass Effect 1, you'll really appreciate 2 and 3, yeah. Alright, if you guys say so. Is Blue Reflection worth getting on sale? Physical? Is it on sale physical? Because the game is crazy expensive, you know. But if you're talking about the digital version, I have no idea, because it's just an idle game, man. I don't like idols. You're asking the wrong guy. This is the third time somebody asks if I could revive one dead JRPG franchise. Growlancer. For the fourth time, Growlancer. Can I see your copy of Baten Kaito's Origins? No, I sold it a long time ago and I regret that. I still have the original. Baten Kaitos and the Lost Ocean. Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean. This is from Shin Megami Tensei 4. What's your favorite JRPG protagonist? Lynette Valkyrie from Valkyrie Profile. Did you play any Toukiden game? No, because they look like Monster Hunter games and I'm not into Monster Hunter type of game. What's your favorite thing your mom will cook? Come on, man. If you could make one non-RPG series into one... There! This is the 5th person asking this question. Why? Why am I getting so many people asking this? Blaze Blue, the fighting games. Or maybe Danganronpa, the Danganronpa series. We still have fuck. I gotta go, guys. Have to go, guys. Last questions. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. If you could mix any developer with any franchise, what would you mix? Say Fire Emblem with Vanillaware? Oh, yes. A greed-based strategy RPG a la Fire Emblem, developed by Vanillaware. Dude, that you gave the perfect example. Thank you, even Naibo. What's NOK? Thank you for those 50 NOKs. Are the tales of games connected in some way, so you need to play some of them before others? Or can you start from any game? You can start from any game, they're all standalone. Some are connected, but they tell you, like Tales of Symphonia has a sequel, Tales of Xillia has a sequel, so you can't just start with Tales of Xillia 2, or Symphonia 2 for that matter. But the majority of the Tales games are not connected whatsoever, they're standalone. You can just start with any. Did you see the fan-made Mother Direct? No. No problem, Adam. Segatlus Wear, don't forget that. Yeah, no problem, Oscar. Oscar, thanks, man, for joining. Do you want to play Metal Slug Tactics when it comes out? Yes! Yes, I want to. I gotta go, guys. This is it. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for your donations. You guys rock. I love doing these streams. I'll probably do the next one in 2 weeks. So I hope to see you there. And if you can stop by tomorrow's stream, I'm finishing Fire Emblem The Blazing Blade on the Game Boy Advance. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.